Tucson, Arizona, village of the spring at the foot of the Black Mountain. This is In Broken English with Grísel Wilson. And now, your host, Grísel Wilson.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be back. Thank you guys for being here today.
All right.
Hey, Manny, you brought the big guns today?
You think so?
Not that. I mean cats. You brought cats today.
Oh, yeah, cats. I brought them today.
Welcome back, cats. Well, traffic is back on the streets of Tucson. Yes, sir.
Yes, I've noticed.
Aren't you glad they took away the speed traps around town, you guys? Don't take me wrong. I know sometimes dumb people use the streets as their own racetrack. But have you ever had the shock of your life when you open the ticket they sent you in the mail?
Yep, $250 for running a red light.
Forget that. The face you make at the time they take the picture, then you realize they got you and you're on camera. Or when the picture is so clear, then you can use it for publicity. You know, I'm having trouble with my vision nowadays. And recently I went to the ophthalmologist. Next to me was an elderly lady looking all pretty with her pinky cheeks and that perfect perm. She asked me if I needed cataract surgery. I said no. She said, good, don't do it. I asked her why. Because the very next day, she says, when you look in the mirror, you have aged already 20 years.
It must have been a shock to see her real self after so many years.
You know, I think I will keep seeing with that filter, you know, much better, much better. Nowadays, losing your sight can't be all that bad if you consider everything that you will stop seeing, all the horrible images of people suffering in the world. Yeah. The constant annoying commercials that drive me crazy. And that red man that gives me a stomachache every time I watch him in the news.
Red man? You mean orange man, right?
Oh gosh, that's all I need. Now I'm colorblind.
We are colorblind. They're right here.
Stick around because we have a great show tonight. We're having our first outside our circle guest, someone who will make you laugh. And this time for real, not like with me. Actor and comedian Tim Haldeman is in the
No te me ofendas, chula, aquí en el vacilón.
Our topic today is a necessary one, aging. So, okay, we're getting older. If we're lucky enough to be alive, aging can be avoided. I, for one, am guilty of using phrases such as, is hell getting old? Whoops, I just had a senior moment. And the most common for me, brain fart. Most of the time I use those phrases to my advantage, so I don't look dumb when I make a mistake. But I really don't hate getting older. I won't hate being 17 again. I mean, I make mistakes at that age and they were forgiven only because I was young. But I paid dearly for those mistakes. I don't think I can go over the same thing twice in a lifetime, right?
Right.
I'm sure you have noticed that everywhere you turn, there is advertising yelling at your face to try and look younger. Some even make you believe that they have found the fountain of youth.
The magic powder of beauty.
Nothing wrong with that, right? Well, with the exception that is not true. Unless you have some nip and tuck here and there, the only thing that will be fuller won't be your lips, but the pocket of the beauty industry. But my subject today is not about the physical beauty and what to do to keep ourselves looking younger, but about our inner beauty and how to age gracefully and happier despite what surrounds us.
Easy to say, hard to do.
Yeah, this is a hard topic, and many of us know it, and we don't know how to deal with that. The line is pretty simple. We're born, we live, we die. What we do in the middle of that, specifically after 50, is what we have to learn to deal with. When I turned 52, I decided not to color my hair anymore because I was tired of looking, what I wasn't, young. So with the help of my beautiful family, I did this. But as soon as the hair started to come out again, I panicked. I know. Reality hit me. I looked my age, and it wasn't pretty. So I tried wigs. First, I can put them on right, no matter how many videos in YouTube I watch. I was in a bookshop at the airport recently, and on the racks were women's magazines with the usual cover of a young woman and articles on how to tighten your belly and how to have your great biceps. Right next to them, there was a magazine with the beautiful face of 72-year-old Helen Mirren. The title said, "Time for a Revolution." I picked it up, I went through its pages, and the first thing I noticed was that the magazine wasn't using the expression anti-aging. So the title made sense to me. For the first time, I had a glimpse of hope on this matter. I said it out loud, "Viva la revolución!" People turned around and started running away from me.
Terrorists!
I felt as if finally some big shot magazine realized that getting older gracefully is what we need to do and what we need to talk about. I'm not against doing some plastic surgery to look better, but I would be happier if I didn't need it to do any of that. Old does not attract audience. Ugly does even less.
You're not ugly. You're beauty challenged.
¿Se dan cuenta? ¿Se dan cuenta? That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back.
Te lo digo aquí in broken English.
Welcome back, amigos. My first guest is a true Hollywood kid. He grew up with the filming studios as his playground. He really played there while his dad was a production manager for motion pictures. He was the first in his family who jumped into acting and has made a life career as an actor and comedian. He has been in, oh my God, this is too much. Giovanni, would you please roll the credits? Damas y caballeros, Tim Haldeman.
Yes. Giselle. So European.
I'm faking it. I usually only give one kiss. You deserve two, though.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well, I have to tell you, first off, congratulations on the show.
Thank you so much.
It's wonderful, and I'm honored to be your first guest.
You know what? This is amazing because I never even thought that my first guest was going to be a celebrity.
Please, all those credits you saw, a lot of the early work that I did, if you blinked, you missed me. I was on the cutting room floor many, many times, but it's been fun.
But you've been there, and that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Tell
me a little bit about your beginning in this industry.
As I said, I grew up around it. My father was a production manager, assistant director. I had an aunt, Teresa, who was the head script supervisor at 20th Century Fox for 38 years. Wow. Worked with everybody from John Wayne to Tyrone Power to everybody. And so I grew up around it, and I would visit family on the set. And it was just such a great environment, and I was the one that said, hey, I want to be in front of the camera.
Now, one of my questions, oh, wait a minute, but you just had a birthday, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Can I ask how many?
Well, let's just say that I am firmly...
Don't worry, we are all in the same...
This is true, this is true. I am firmly in my 60s, racing to the 70s, you know, it's so funny, as you were talking about getting aging, and, you know, we fight against it.
Yes.
But what gets to me is what people say to you to make you feel better about getting older. For instance, I remember when I turned 60, people would say to me, you know, Tim, 60's the new 40. No, it isn't. It's not even close, okay? And the thing is that your mind thinks you're 40, but your body reminds you that you're 60, okay? Grísel, I'm at the age now where I can go to bed healthy and wake up injured, okay? Get up in the...
Fell off the bed
whatever, I don't know. I wake up in the morning, I said, honey, come here, I hurt my knee. I don't know what I was doing, I was sleeping. It was just... I had a nightmare the other night, pulled a groin muscle.
Oh my God.
Getting older is not for sissies.
You are completely right.
Now, I will tell you, you were talking about watching the commercials and all that.
Yes.
Every time I turn on the TV, I have a new disease, okay? Have you noticed this? They have commercials for diseases that I've never heard of,
Yes.
but I have the symptoms. This latest one, I saw this on one of the morning shows, and I'm going, I never heard of the disease, but I'm going, oh my God, I have this. I even had to go to the computer, I wrote it down, I have proof. Now, it's something called fibromyalgia, which, you know, it's a disease, but here are the associated symptoms of fibromyalgia: confusion, depression, fatigue, lack of concentration, short-term memory loss, a swelling sensation of the hand, sensitivity to cold odors, joint pain, sleep disorders, and bladder problems.
We have it.
Exactly. That pretty much described everybody over the age of 60, okay? This company's making billions. Billions. That's hilarious.
I know for a fact that you are a great husband, a great father, and a great grandfather. So tell me a little bit about your family.
I have been blessed in that my wife is a nurse and a lactation consultant. She helps new moms with new babies and breastfeeding. And I knew that I could never marry an actress, okay? Right. There was a line they used several years ago that said, the best reason for two actors to become romantically involved is that it saves two innocent people, okay? So I knew I could never marry an actress. I did bred them because I had two daughters that are in the business and doing very well. And then we have two granddaughters that are, let me tell you something. The Grandparent Club is the best in the world.
Yes, it is.
Because you spoil them and then you give them back.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes they stay a little longer than they're supposed to stay. But they're beautiful.
Yeah, and my beautiful wife, Wendy, she supported me in my career for 40 years.
Yeah, that's great. It's not easy to find family men in this industry, in the entertainment industry. It's very difficult. I mean...
Well, it is because, you know, you travel a lot, you know, you're on vacation and stuff, but it's, you know, and I came from parents that were married for 35 years when my father passed. I mean, so very strong family relationships throughout our whole family, and so it's good.
Beautiful.
And you know, the other thing is, and it's taken me, you know, now that I'm in my 60s, and that the most important thing, I mean, fame and fortune is fun and wonderful, but having a wonderful family and wonderful friends that's what life is about.
Priceless.
Yep.
What is the one thing that you would do? I'm not telling you go back to be 20, but one thing that you think you missed and you would like to do if you had a chance.
Probably would have gone to New York and tried New York theater.
Oh, you like theater.
But you know, I have to go back and say that I grew up around motion pictures and television. And so I always loved visiting my dad and my aunt and the crew. The crew were always just the best people. And so I always love that. And now whenever I get an acting job and I walk onto the set, I just feel like I'm coming home. So really, I can't say I have any regrets,
Very
you
good.
know?
That brings me to my next thing. And the reason why we invited you to come over is because I know from a very, very credible source that you are a great human being.
Oh, go on. No, go on. Keep going. It's fine.
She explained to me, you know, what you have been doing, and I want you to tell me, and I want you to tell the audience and the reasons why you've been doing this.
I have a very good friend of mine, Ron Kenny, who's a very accomplished comedian, and he and I have teamed up, and we have formed Two Funny Old Farts.
Ah, that's a very interesting
you can go to twofunnyoldfarts.com, and what we do is we're going out to senior communities, and we're doing comedy shows for them. And I got to tell you, the response has been overwhelming.
I bet.
People love it. You know, we're funny, not filthy. We're risque, not raunchy. And I gotta say, the audiences, I mean, these people, you know, everybody goes, oh, they're old people. Yeah, but so am I. And
Yeah.
they love it.
You know that this show is about aging,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. Would you mind if I show you something?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Welcome back. We're gonna leave the studio for a moment so I can share with you these incredible, beautiful people that came to help me out to talk about this subject of the month, which is aging, getting old.
Holy moly. I'm so sorry. What's your dog's name? Junior. That's my name. It is? Oh my gosh. Hi. First you gotta hold the bat like you need to hit something. Got it?
Well, I haven't thought about it physically until maybe the last 1 year, and I see some changes, but I wouldn't change anything. And yes, maybe I would like to go back to when I was a pom-pom girl and all that energy, but you know, I love where I am right now. I really do, and I appreciate it. And I can get away with saying shit that I couldn't say before.
Yes, I would rather physically be what I was in my 40s and 50s, and I'm turning 75 in May. No, we look forward.
Well, I think you live in the moment. You don't try to regret what you think you could have been, only who you are at this moment in life. Because if you live that way, that's an awful way to live, and you will get old because of that mentality.
I don't think that's an either-or question. I think it has to be both, because when you reach a certain age, you do start worrying about being a burden and who's going to clean up all the messes in the cellar.
You have to, of course, live in the moment, but at certain times you do have to plan ahead to ensure your sustainability. So whether you like it or not, even as an artist, we do have to then plan to ensure that we can continue this beautiful way of life.
Well, for me, it's like I never dreamed I would be a filmmaker beginning in the 70s. Come on. You know, who would have thought that? And somebody told me that when I was 30, I would have been horrified because it would seem I'm not going to have that until then. But so I've just had such a great life. I really have. And new doors are opening. They're still opening. Who knows how I'll be in my 90s. Well, I have 3 daughters. That's a legacy. And grandchildren, they're a legacy. And you know, there's the stuff I've written and the movies I've made, or I made a couple of movies, so. But I don't really think in those terms very much. I don't worry about it.
I'm childless. That's one legacy gone. Many of the things I do, the benefits are invisible, and I'm content for it to be that way.
I feel that as Indigenous people, we're a reflection of our families. So I am the legacy of the generation before me.
Live your life.
Stay active. Put your feet on real mountains or real desert and get out of yourself and not to save the world, but to let the world in to save you.
Love your children, honor your elders, and respect your women. If we can only do that, those simple 3 things, this world would be much better than what we found it.
Not everybody has had the chance to live to the fullest when it comes to the necessary elements to survive. This next character from Guatemala City will show us the other side of the coin and how he pushes forward every single day.
Me llamo Carlos Roberto Peña. Tengo 88 años de vida y trabajo aquí en el Parque Central, vendiendo maicillo y maíz para los niños especialmente. Y vivo en el Hospital General San Juan de Dios, en la banqueta, precisamente ahí me quedo a dormir. Pues estando viviendo en la calle sabrán ustedes que carece uno de muchas cosas. A mí me gusta mañanear porque estoy acostumbrado a eso. Hay que ser positivo y siempre seguir adelante. Eso es lo que yo les diría a las personas que por una u otra razón se sienten mal. 1, 2 y 3. Y lo trabajo a dos fases, al estilo Jutiapa y al estilo ninja. Ahí está.
Stick around. Damas y caballeros, Team Haldeman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Grísel Wilson. As I've gotten older, I've discovered things about myself, and one of them is that I don't understand things anymore. I used to. One of the things I don't understand is young people's clothes. Now, this fad has been around for a couple of years now, and you've seen it. It's teenage boys in the baggy pants. You know, the pants that are hanging down to about here. Usually they have a boxer shorts pulled up in a wedgie. Sometimes they don't even have the boxer shorts. Then you see this hairless little butt crack. That's a joy, isn't it? Who do these young men think they are? Future plumbers of America? I don't think so. But you notice that the young ladies with these young men, they don't wear baggy pants. No, their pants are painted on. Come up to about here. Okay? Now, I was stopped at a red light not too long ago, and in Los Angeles, and I saw one of these young men, had his lady with him, and this young man in the baggy pants had his boxer shorts pulled up. And he was waiting to cross the street. The light turned green, and ladies and gentlemen, he had to hold up his pants to cross the street. Otherwise, he would trip and fall. Now, how is that cool? He thought it was cool. Oh, yeah. He had that little swagger going, you know? Yeah. Come on, baby. Hey, what are you looking at, Pops? I wasn't looking at anything. But then I realized that I had a bond with that young man. Because I realized that in about 20 years, that's exactly what I'm going to look like walking down the hallway of some nursing home. Come on, I gotta go get Jello. Yeah. Wait a minute. My pants are falling down. Oh, I forgot a belt. Where's the belt? Ah, screw it. I want Jello. Come on. One final thing that I'd like to talk to you about is a public service campaign that I have been working on for the last several years. And I believe that it should be a second-class misdemeanor, maybe even a felony, for any white man over the age of 45 to dance at any public function. This needs to be stopped, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what happens is, usually at a big birthday party, like a 60th birthday party or a wedding reception, oh yes, and the wife gets him up there on the dance floor. Now, I'm not talking about guys that know how to ballroom dance or tap dance, no. Middle-aged guys dancing to disco or the oldies. Now, the wife gets him up on the dance floor, and what do they start doing? They start doing this. The white man shuffle. This is the only step they ever learn. Of course, now, maybe they have a little tequila, and then a little beer, and they get that arm going. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honey, this is a great song. Oh, I love this song. And then, I'll have a little more tequila, maybe a little more beer. And they start to get their groove on. Now, how do you know a white man has his groove on? Because he gets that white man overbite going. Uh-huh. 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 Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. And then finally, they have one too many tequilas, one too many beers, and they start rocking out. Hit it, JC.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah. Woo! Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Really good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. Thank you to our sponsor, Vision Outdoor, to Southern Arizona Video Productions, and of course to our wonderful producer, Genia Desmond. Thank you. Remember, live your life respecting others so you can get the respect you deserve. The Salt Peppers, everybody.
Yes.
La mulata se enciende con el ritmo del piano bajo el tambor. Movimientos sensuales le nacen del cuerpo con gran sabor. Boricua te llama, oh, oh, Boricua es tu ritmo. Ea, ven,